Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining me on my channel as I'm going to attempt, as long as my electronics and my voice holds out, to do a 16-day tribute to my dad, which this month is Father's Day, as you know, and it's also the month that my dad was born, so his birthday is this month. So I just wanted to take these 16 days from June 1st to the 16th, kind of give you a view of, some people ask why I am the way I am, kind of easygoing, love music. To know my dad is to know me. So I'm going to kind of give you his favorite music through his life each day for 16 days, to give you a better idea of who he was, to know who I am, and to pay tribute to him because he passed away almost 6 years ago. So, yeah, I'm going to try to pay tribute to him with songs that he absolutely loved. I can't do them all because I could do 20 songs a day for a whole year and not even scrape the surface because, like I said, he really loved music. That's where I got it. I lead worship now. People called me the human jukebox growing up because I knew so many songs. Partly was him, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, listening to 50s and 60s and 70s music from my dad. I also listened to the hair bands of the 80s, don't get me wrong, and the 90s. Kind of lost interest in music in 2000s, kind of. So, my dad did like a few newer songs from the 80s and 90s, not many, but I'll show you a few of those later on as we get into this, but this is day one. So I'd like to start it with, and these are songs off his iPod that was left to me after he passed away. It has like 3,000 songs on it. So to pick his favorites would be very hard, and it was, but I tried to pick his favorites and do ones that brought back memories for me. So this first one's kind of self-explanatory because this was a lullaby he sang to me, and I know most people sing different lullabies. I sang one that my dad brought me up with to my son called Almost Persuaded. It's an old country song. If you want to look it up, you're more than welcome to, by David Houston. It starts off, last night, all alone in a bar room. But, my son would fall right asleep when I sang it. It's very melodic. So, this one is not that. My dad had a different one for us, for my brother and I. So, this is what he used to sing to us, put us to sleep. We wouldn't go to sleep. Please release me, let me go, for I don't love you anymore. To waste our lives would be a sin. Release me and let me love again. I have found a new love, dear, and I will always want you near. Her lips are warm while yours are cold. Release my darling, let me go. Yes, that was his way of putting us to sleep. Not the conventional lullaby, but it worked. And, growing up as a child, when people would ask who your hero is, it would always be my dad. Uh, Obviously, later, celebrities would be Hulk Hogan because he was like the hero. But as I grew up, my dad, no one could lift as much as my dad. No one could carry as much as my dad. My dad was stronger than anybody. My dad could beat anybody's dad up. So, he could loosen bolts that no one could touch. He could do things almost superhuman to us as kids. So that's how I always remember him. And the next song is, because like I said, as a kid, obviously grew up in the early 80s. No satellite TV, no cell phones, 4 channels, and usually if the president was on, you couldn't watch anything. So we had a record player. My dad would play little 45s on the record player. And these are some of the songs he played for us because as a kid, you want to hear the fun songs. You want to hear the songs that are catchy yet fun. So this will be a day of fun songs that I grew up with. So I hope you guys enjoy it. See if you recognize any of them. I'll just do little excerpts from each one. There's a couple at the end. I'll probably do more. So here's the first one. See if you know it. If you do, sing along. Like I said, I'll do little excerpts. If you'd like to hear a cover of the whole song, leave a comment here. Like, subscribe to this channel. You won't miss anything as I do this 16-day journey of tribute to my dad. I'd like to play a game that is so much fun, and it's not so very hard to do. The name of the game is Simple Simon Says, and I would like for you to play it too. Put your hands in the air, Simple Simon Says, shake them all about. Simple Simon Says, do it when Simon says. Simple Simon Says, and you will never be out. Simple Simon Says, put your hands on your hips, let your backbone slip. Simon Says. Simple Simon Says, put your hands on your hips, let your backbone slip. Simon Says, put your hands in the air, shake them all about. Do it when Simon says, and you will never be out. Yes, that one reminded me because my dad was injured, a work-related injury, when I was really young. Hurt his back really bad. So this one where it says, Simple Simon Says, put your hands on your hips, let your backbone slip. I didn't know how to do it. My dad showed us. He would show us all the dance moves, like Tom Jones did, things like that. And he knew them all. Freddie. So when he said, let your backbone slip, I had no idea what that meant. But my dad showed me, even with a bad back. He was in pain after, but just to show us, that's the kind of love he had. So, and this one probably made more famous by Patrick Swayze in the movie Ghost, but it was, for me, it was a 45 again. And Herman Hermits. My dad always loved the British invasion. All of them, the Beatles, which we'll get to later. All those turtles and bands named after animals. see if you know this one. I'm sure when I said Patrick Swayze from Ghost, you already know what it is. I'm Henry VIII, I am. Henry VIII, I am. I got married to the widow next door. She'd been married 7 times before, and everyone was in Henry. She wouldn't have a Willie or a Sam. No Sam, I'm her 8th old man, I'm Henry. Henry VIII, I am. Second verse, same as the first. I'm Henry VIII, I am. Henry VIII, I am. I got married to the widow next door. She's been married 7 times before, and everyone was her Henry. Henry, she wouldn't have a Willie or a Sam. No Sam, I'm her 8th old man, I'm Henry. Henry VIII, I am. H-E-N-R-Y. Henry, 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 Henry VIII, I am. Henry VIII, I am. Yeah. That's just a fun song. Like I said as a kid, you want to do the fun ones. That's what you want to do. And that was just, my dad always liked when John and I would do a little English accent with it, completely take the H out, Henry. So that's what made it half fun for us, is just seeing my dad's face as, 5, 6-year-olds were doing an English accent or attempting to. So if you're watching this and you're English, that was in no way meant to sound like you guys. I do my best by how Peter Noone, the lead singer of Herman Hermit, sounded when he sang it to me in my ear. But no, I'm not a professional voice actor. Don't do the English accent. Doesn't happen. This one was also made famous later by Alvin and the Chipmunks. In their movie, The Chipmunk Adventure, my dad actually liked that movie. He liked the music in it. We were always family-oriented as far as movies. We would watch Annie more times than I can count. Pollyanna, Pete's Dragon, the original. Yes, the one with the animated green dragon. The Wizard of Oz, of course, was a staple in our house. Charlie and the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I know the book is called Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but the movie that we watched was Willy Wonka because Gene Wilder stole the show on that one. My dad enjoyed that one more than anything. Again, musical. Most of these, Wizard of Oz, Annie, they all had music in them. The only ones that didn't that we'd watch, Pollyanna had a little, Parent Trap had a little bit, because they're, Disney movies. My dad enjoyed Parent Trap. Brian Keefe's, Maureen O'Hara's chemistry in that movie, just classic. My dad, one of his favorite movies of all time. If you haven't seen the original Parent Trap, not Lindsay Lohan, for my dad's sake, find it on a streaming thing or buy the DVD, Blu-ray, just find a way to watch it. You'll thank me later, and you'll thank my dad. One of his favorites. But this came from the Chipmunk movie. Came out way before that, but the Chipmunks used it, and my dad laughed his butt off when they did, because all he could see was that Aborigine guy on the Chipmunk Adventure. Spoiler alert, when they get captured by the Aborigines and they start singing Wooly Bully, the Aborigine guy can't even say it right, so he says worry burry. He yells worry burry, and my dad would crack up because my dad was 80% deaf, so sometimes he would mispronounce words, like Planet of the Apes. I'm sure he'll appreciate me for sharing that. Instead of Planet of the Apes, he always loved Charleston Heston's Planet of the Apes series. And he would say Planet of the Apes. And I'm like, Planet? What's a planet? I would tease him. But it was all in fun. He knew that I loved him. But this one, as I said, was one of his favorites too. Uno, dos, 1, 2, 3, 4. Maddie told Eddie about a thing she saw. It had a 2 big horns and a woolly jaw. Woolly bully, woolly bully, woolly bully, woolly bully, woolly bully. Hattie told Maddie, let's don't take no chance. Let's not be a 7. Come and learn to dance. Woolly bully, woolly bully, woolly bully, woolly bully, woolly bully. Always a fun song. Absolutely love that one. And you can't really talk about my dad and fun songs without bringing up Ray Stevens. I will do a few of his here. I'll do another one on the gospel night when I go over gospel songs that my dad liked, mainstream gospel. Yes, I said that, Ray Stevens and gospel. Wait, it's still a fun one, so wait till you hear it. But you might know these. I'll do an excerpt from 3 songs of Ray Stevens, and you might know them. Let me tell you about Ahab, the Arab. Of the burning sand. He had emeralds and rubies just dripping off of him, and a ring on every finger of his hand. He wore a big old turban wrapped around his head and a scimitar by his side. And every evening about midnight he'd jump on his camel named Clyde and ride silently through the night where Sultan's tent, where he'd secretly meet up with Fatima of the 7 Bells, swinging his grade A #1 U.S. choice dance in the Sultan's whole harem. Because him and her, they had a thing going on, and they'd been secretly carrying on for some time behind the Sultan's back. And you could hear him talk to his camel as he rode out across the dunes. His voice would cut through the desert still night air, and he'd say, oh yeah, blah, blah, yeah, oh, sold American, which is Arabic for stop, Clyde. Clyde say, which is camel for what the heck did he say anyway? Well, he brought that camel to a screeching halt in the rear of Fatima's tent, jumped off Clyde, snuck around the corner and into the tent, and he went. There he saw Fatima laying on a zebra skin rug, with rings on her fingers and bells on her toes and a bone in her nose. Ho, ho. I will save you from me singing Fatima's part because I have a little bit of a high octave, but not that high. As a breeze, he's always at ease. He lives in the jungle and hangs by his knees as he swings through the trees without a trapeze in his BBDs. He got a union card and he's practicing hard to play the guitar. Gonna be a big star, yeah, he's gonna go far. Carry moonbeams home in a jar. He ordered Chet's guitar course COD. He makes A and E and he's working on B and dig C and W and R and B, and me and the chimpanzee agree. One day soon he'll be a celebrity. Get it, get it, get it, get it, out! Guitar's in. He's a guitar man. He's He's all you can stand. Give him a hand, guitars in. Oh, 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 oh. He's got a girl named Jane with no last name, kinda homely and plain, but he loves just the same, 'cause she kindles a flame and it drives him insane. When he hears her sing, she really does a thing. It's her claim to fame. Come on, sing one, Jane. Baby, baby, whoa, baby, skip-a-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba, my baby, baby, wow, baby. How about that? Let's hear it for Jane. Thank you, folks. Well, they got a pet monkey. He likes to get drunk and sing boogie-woogie, and it sounds real funky. Come on, your time, boy. Sing one, monkey. Here we go. Let's hear it for the monkey. Now Saturday night they need some excitement. Jane gets right and the monkey gets tight, and their voices unite in the pale moonlight. And it sounds alright, yeah. Dynamite is out of sight. Let's hear it right now. Baby, oh, 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 baby, oh, 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 baby, oh, baby. Hey, shut up, baby, I'm trying to sing. Baby, I have all the respect in the world for Ray Stevens for that. My dad told me once that he did all the parts himself, because later on he would have an actual woman singing and a guy in a monkey suit. But if you Google Tarzan with Ray Stevens, you will see that he does them all himself in his earlier ones where he's clean shaven, really young pics. So this was probably the one that stuck with my dad. The Guitarzan was probably Ray Stevens' biggest, but this next one is probably the one that stuck with my dad the most. See if you know it. Hello everyone, this is your Action News reporter with the news that is news across the nation at the scene of the supermarket. There seems to have been some disturbance here. Pardon me, sir, did you see what happened? Yeah, I did. I was standing over there by the tomatoes, and here he comes, running through the pole beans, through the fruits and vegetables, naked as a jaybird. And I hollered over to Ethel, "Don't look, Ethel!" But it was too late. She'd already been incensed. Here he come, boogity, boogity, there he goes, boogity, boogity. And he ain't wearing no clothes, oh yes, they call him the street. Boogity, boogity, fast thing on 2 feet. Boogity, boogity, just as proud as he can be of his anatomy. He gonna give us a piece. Oh yes, they call him the street. Boogity, boogity, likes to show off his physique. Boogity, boogity, there's an audience to be found. He'll be streaking around, inviting public critique. This is your Action News reporter once again, and we're here at the gas station. Pardon me, sir, did you see what happened? Yeah, I did. I was in there getting my tires checked, and he just appeared out of the back, come streaking around the grease track. Didn't have nothing on but a smile. I looked over at her, and Ethel was getting a cold drink, and I hollered, "Don't look, Ethel!" But it was too late. She'd already been moved. Flashed her right there in front of the shock absorbers. He ain't crude, boogity, boogity. He ain't rude, boogity, boogity. He just in the mood to run in the nude. Oh yes, they call him the street. Boogity, boogity, likes to turn the other cheek. Boogity, boogity, he's always making the news, wearing just his tennis shoes. Yes, you could call him unique. Once again, your Action News reporter in the booth at the gym covering the disturbance of the basketball playoffs. Pardon me, sir, did you see what happened? Yeah, I did. Halftime, I was just going down there to get Ethel a snow cone. Here he come, right out of the cheap seats, dribbling. Right down the middle of the floor. Didn't have nothing on but his PFs. Made a hook shot and got out through the concession stand. I hollered up at Ethel. I said, "Don't look, Ethel!" But it was too late. She'd already got a free shot. Grandstanded her right there in front of the home team. Oh, yes, they call him the stream. Here he comes again. Who's that with him? Ethel. Is that you, Ethel? He's just as proud as he can be. What do you think you're doing? His anatomy. He gonna give us that beat. You get your clothes on. Oh, yes, they call him the stream. Ethel, where you going? Show off his disease. Ethel, you shameless hussy. If there's an audience to be found, he'll be streaking it around, inviting public critique. Say it isn't so, Ethel. So you can't help but smile with songs like that. It just, if I have the one for my dad. You just can't help it. They're fun songs. Now to end it with two that probably heard the most growing up. These two were pretty much my childhood. So we will. Long time ago when the earth was green, there was more kinds of animals than you'd ever seen. They'd run around free while the earth was being born. The loveliest of all was the unicorn. There were green alligators and long-necked geese, some humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants, as sure as you're born. The loveliest of all was the unicorn. Now God seen some sinning, and it gave him pain. He said, "Stand back, I'm gonna make it rain." He said, "Hey, brother Noah, I'll tell you what to do. Build me a floating zoo, and take some of them green alligators and long-necked geese, some humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants, as sure as you're born. Don't you forget my unicorn." Old Noah was there to answer the call. He finished up making the ark just as the rain started falling. He marched in the animals two by two, and he called out as they went through, "Hey Lord, I got your green alligators and long-necked geese, some humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants, but Lord, I'm so forlorn, I just can't see no unicorn." Then Noah looked out through the driving rain. Them unicorns were hiding, playing silly games, kicking and splashing while the rain was pouring. Oh, them silly unicorns. There were green alligators and long-necked geese, some humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees. Noah cried, "Close the door, 'cause the rain is pouring, and we just can't wait for no unicorn." The ark started moving, it drifted with the tide. Them unicorns looked up from the rocks and they cried. The waters came down and sort of floated them away. And that's why you'll never see a unicorn to this very day. You'll see green alligators and long-necked geese, some humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants, as sure as you're born. you're never gonna see no unicorn. Like I said, that was probably one of the songs I grew up with more than anything. So this last one, I'm sure everybody out there knows. There was some controversy about it. Not really controversy, but people wanting to make more out of it than what it was. Saying it was about marijuana. And it definitely was not. By Peter Yarrow of Peter Paul and Mary on the 25th anniversary concert. He let people know that, because my dad was kind of like, I don't think it is. And he was kind of upset that everybody thought that. And then when he saw the 25th anniversary, Peter Paul and Mary, and they said, there's some controversy about this, but I hate to tell you, it's only about a boy, his make-believe dragon, and the loss of innocence. So I'm sure by now you know what song I'm talking about. So let's get right into it. This will be the last song. As I said, my dad was huge, loved these songs, loved both Kingston Trio, Peter Paul and Mary, Kenny Lopez. He loved all type of music, as long as it was good. There are some he didn't, which I'll get into later as we get into different genres. Some you won't agree with. You'll say, but. But that was my dad. We were in agreement on something. So this is for him. One of his favorite songs of all time. Just a very simple song. He could play for us all the time. Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Little Jackie Paper loved that rascal Puff and brought him strings and sealing wax and other fancy stuff. Oh, Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Together they would travel on a boat with a billowed sail. Jackie kept a lookout perched on Puff's gigantic tail, and noble kings and princes would bow whene'er they came. Pirate ships would lower their flags when Puff roared out his name. Oh, Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. A dragon lives forever, but not so little boys. Painted wings and giant rings make way for other toys. One gray night it happened, Jackie Paper came no more, and Puff, that mighty dragon, he ceased his fearless roar. His head was bent in sorrow, green scales fell like rain. Puff no longer went to play along the cherry lane. Without his lifelong friend, Puff could not be brave. So Puff, that mighty dragon, sadly slipped into his cave. Oh, Puff, the magic dragon, lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Puff, the magic dragon, lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Thank you for watching. Keep an eye out for day 2 tomorrow on this channel. I will share it on Facebook also, so you can get to this. And thank you for watching. And God bless.